The two most dangerous criminals, Eddie and Rico Voss. Crime story of Eddie. Eddie grew up in the rough streets of Chicago. From a young age, he was smart, too smart for the life he was living. But instead of books, Eddie studied the streets. He learned how to hustle, how to cheat, and how to get what he wanted without ever pulling a real job. By his early 20s, Eddie had built a reputation. To some, he was just a small-time scam artist. But behind closed doors, he was running credit card fraud rings, stealing identities, and flipping stolen cars for quick cash. He lived fast, dressed sharp, and carried himself like he owned the block. But Eddie's greed had no brakes. He wanted more, bigger money, faster. That's when he moved into armed robberies. Gas stations, corner stores, even a small bank on the south side. He always had a plan, always had an escape route. For years, he slipped through the cracks of the law. Detectives knew his name. They knew his face. But Eddie was like smoke, hard to catch, impossible to hold. Until one night in 2012, Eddie and his crew hit a jewelry store downtown. The plan was tight, but one mistake cost him everything. A silent alarm tripped, police swarmed the block, and Eddie's crew scattered. Eddie ran, but the streets he thought he owned turned against him. A squad car cut him off, and within minutes, he was in handcuffs. The charges stacked high: armed robbery, possession of stolen property, conspiracy. The kid who once dreamed of escaping poverty now faced decades behind bars. In court, Eddie showed no fear. But when the sentence came, 25 years in federal prison, his empire crumbled overnight. The flashy cars, the stolen cash, the respect he demanded on the streets, all gone. Eddie's story is a classic tale of crime and consequence. A man who thought he could outsmart the system, only to learn the hard truth: nobody outruns the law forever. Please subscribe. Rico Voss was no petty thief. He was known on the streets for planning quick, brutal heists. One night, he and two accomplices stormed a downtown jewelry shop just before closing. Armed and masked, Rico ordered everyone to the ground while his crew smashed glass cases, scooping diamonds into bags. He thought it was perfect timing, 3 minutes in, 3 minutes out. But what Rico didn't know was that the shop had silent alarms wired straight to the precinct. By the time they ran outside, squad cars had already surrounded the block. Rico tried to fight his way through, firing warning shots in the air, but the streets were sealed. His partners ditched him and fled, leaving Rico trapped with the stolen gems. Outnumbered, he finally dropped his weapon, knowing the heist was over. The robbery that was supposed to make him rich ended with handcuffs and flashing sirens. Please subscribe.